Today we're going to look at the chart for Rahul Gandhi, who is the leader of the Congress Party in India. Look at the Eastern and he's the descendant of Indira Gandhi, and his father was in politics, his mother's in politics, strong political family. So here, if you look at the eastern horizon when he was born, you see Libra rising at 1 degree and 52 minutes. So that becomes the most effective point of every house in transformational Vedic astrology. And any planet like Moon, like Jupiter, and like Sun that are close within 5 degrees of that most effective point have a lot of impact in the chart. Uh, let's look at how the planets are operating, and then we'll see when they're operating, and then what we can do to remedy the chart, improve the karma. So any Multrikona sign, 1, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, and 11, that is found in the 6th, the 8th, or the 12th house, becomes functional malefic along with Rahu and Ketu. So we see only the 6th sign of Virgo, ruled by Mercury, in the 12th house. That becomes functional malefic along with Rahu and Ketu. So let's look and see how the planets are operating. Sun is at 4 degrees. It is ruling the 11th house of income and friends and fulfillment of desires. And it is placed in the house of good fortune and politics. So income through father, the family, and politics. Moon is at 2 degrees, and it is ruling the house of career, placed in the house of communication. So it is weak. It says that his communication skills could be better if it was stronger, and that his career involves politics or public, so public speaking. But if it's strengthened, it could be better. So Mars is at 17 degrees. It is ruling the house of relationships, and it is placed in the house of good fortune and law and politics. So it gives because the dispositor, or excuse me, the sun is weak, it becomes it has some effect on Mars becoming weak, and it creates some delays in marriage, and delays in politics. Like he started from the ground up, and instead of taking a rightful position in a higher rank because of his name and fame, family recognition. So, but Mars has given him desire and ambition to be successful in politics, being in that same house. Mercury, again, with functional malefic, it's in the 8th house of obstacles and ruling the house of spiritual growth through letting go of attachments. So Mercury gives, in this situation, gives indecisive speech, controversial speech. He has strong intention, but has trouble delivering his message. Jupiter is weak at 2 degrees, close to the most effective point, ruling the house of success and communication. And it is placed in the house of life purpose. So life purpose through communication, communicating to others. He's a philosophy major. So yeah, and it has Jupiter is also politics, law, and delays the children in having children because it's weak. Venus is at 9 degrees, ruling the house of life purpose in the house of career. So it gives life purpose through the career, gives him an artistic nature, natural good looks, um, which is probably not the best uh, attributes for somebody who's in politics. I think because of his family name and everything, he's been forced into politics. That may not be his main thing that he wanted to do in this life, but because of his heritage, that's kind of forced him into that situation. Saturn's at 24 degrees, ruling the house of children, education, and investments, placed in the house of relationships. So it gives education through service to others. Saturn itself in that house delays the marriage. Rahu and Ketu are also in the house of income and um, House of Children Education Investments. So Rahu Ketu gives spiritual bent towards income. He is, I feel like he has a softer, more spiritual nature, which, again, not the best for politics, but gives him that desire for income and politics and relationships. Um, yeah. So those are the main points. Let's look at when the planets were operating. His father was assassinated in 1991. If we looked at the transit chart, Sun was transiting through the eighth house of death-like experience, Sun representing father. And then he was briefly jailed in 2011. Sun was also transiting this house of death-like experiences. I think he became secretary in 2011 or 12 during a Rahu period. He lost the election during a Jupiter period, Jupiter being weak. And then he became president of Congress in 2017 during let's see here, during a Venus, let's see, I think it was during he went through a transformation during his K2 period where he got really more serious about politics. And then he became president during this, I think, K2 Venus period. And then, we have this election coming up, and it just doesn't look like things are going to be that strong. Now, he will do better than the last election. I think he'll gain more seats. But it gives kind of six mixed results. Let's just see. I think the election results are in May, and 23rd of May. Let's just see. We're right around there. You'll see Sun will be transiting again that eighth house. So yeah, mixed results. Um, and so those are the main things. What can we do to improve this chart? I think all of his planets need strengthening. So a kavash containing the yantras, the Devata yantras for all the planets would be good. Then we don't want to strengthen Rahu, Ketu, or Mercury. So Rahu, Ketu giving to spiritual organizations, chanting Ganesh mantra, Rahu chanting Shiva mantra, feeding the birds on Saturdays, helping those who cannot help themselves. I think he is kind of for the underdog. That's probably helping him somewhat. And then Mercury, children, giving to children, teaching children, doing anything he can for children would be very good for his chart. Listening to Vishnu Sahasranam on Wednesdays also would be good. So those are the main points for Rahul Gandhi's chart. If you're interested in a reading, a Transformation Vedic Astrology reading, you can go to www.vastucreations.com under services. You can choose from several readings, or if you'd like to learn how to do transformational Vedic astrology, you can go to um, American Institute of Vastu.com, where we certify through a process of level 1 and 2 uh, astrology students. So thank you for listening, and hope you enjoy.